What is going on, Scrub fam? Yours truly, Frisco Foss, Pat O'Neill, Richard Zapp, Jose Mercado, Matthew Combs. Hope everybody is doing well. You know what? Let's be straightforward. Let's have everybody talk about their day. So, Matt, tell me about what you did today.
Today was my first day off in 5 days after starting the new job working for Peloton. And I spent my day running some errands. I went to the gym. I made a piece of content for all the lovely DBS community. And then I watched some shows. I finished watching Sister Wives. I am now completely current with Sister Wives. and we started watching Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. So...
Flawless.
I'm thinking about it.
Now I'm here.
We almost went Unsolved Mysteries, but we went Supermarket Sweep instead.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
so
I love Supermarket Sweep.
Yeah, it's so good. Pat, tell me about your day. What did you do today?
Woke up, made some breakfast, played some video games.
What cereals did you have, and what are the tier lists of those cereals?
Oh God, tier list of cereals. Well, I just had whatever, just Wheaties or whatever was laying around the house. But tier list, top tier, obviously S tier cereal, Cookie Crisp.
Okay.
High tier, also Peanut Butter Crunch, equally S tier. After that, you probably get into your range of Cocoa Krispies, and then Fruity Pebbles are also probably in an A tier.
Absolutely.
And then you get into your B and C tiers, most fruity cereals, but dog shit tier is Kashi Go Crunch.
Kashi Go.
I agree, 100%.
1,000.
1,000. No, thank you, 1,000%.
Yeah. So what did you do after breakfast?
Went for a walk in the park with my dad. Went and did some shopping. I don't know, whatever.
What do you buy?
Weeb stuff. Watched
stuff.
anime. I don't know. Talked about Dragon Ball. Mobile games. It was lit. It was great. Great to be me.
Yes.
How
about y'all? How was your days?
For me, it was more adulting, work, and I got to get work. And then I started working on my decks again, building another deck, and try to make Trunks work. Now that my deck's not a thing, maybe Trunks has a way to get a little bit better, because I learned that I can play Goku. I'm excited. So.
And last but not least, Frisco Foss. How was your day?
It was good. Wife was out of town, so I just hung out with Weston. We played. We did some things. I was able to have pizza since we're on our pretty good diet. So when the wife's away, I eat.
The pizza comes in place.
Yeah,
when the cat's away, the rats take a part.
So I can have pizza. I had a large pizza over the course of 2 days. Ranch. I got some ice cream. I made. Ranch. It's a Michigan thing.
It's such a
Midwest thing.
Pineapple on the 100%.
I don't care. Pineapple.
Do you just pour the ranch on the top, or do you dip? Is there a method?
No, it's pour.
Dip. Pour or dip? I want to know what the method is.
Honestly, I don't discriminate either
White
way.
people, man, I swear.
But I'm a dipper.
No,
me, right?
You pour because it gives you greater control over how much you intake for calorie balance purposes.
You try too hard. No, I just dip.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's the consistent of my day. Yes, I watched the Dragon Ball Super Brawly movie again today, just because I had some time.
Go.
All I hear you saying is you missed Series 6 for it. I respect
Yes, exactly.
Touche. All right, Alexa O'Neill, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it.
Nice meeting y'all.
You were a better Pat than Pat.
Talk about actual Dragon Ball now.
Hey.
Bro, when she said, when she was like, I did weeb stuff and watched anime, I was just like,
perfect.
Are we actually doing this podcast now?
Yeah. Dude, she wrecked your tier list so hard.
Wrecked the tier list. It was on point, dude. On point. He killed it.
We're gonna have to have a special guest with bringing her every tier list
I
conversation.
know.
Yeah, no. That's
She's heading out today, right? Heading back to New York.
Yeah, no, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Right.
Very cool. All right. So we are on a very strict time limit for today's episode, so we are definitely going to talk about the latest to the ban list changes featuring the U3 bans with Draftbox 5. In addition, we're going to talk about whatever we want.
You cut off there. Is that on purpose?
We're gonna talk about how awesome my keychain is.
What is that? Is that word Raymond?
No. It's the girl, Bacon.
Biking, somehow.
Why'd you do spirit fingers at the end?
Because, man, why not?
Spirit fingers are part of the spirit bomb.
It's just straight. You don't have to do spirit fingers. It's not how it works.
It's the spirit. It's the
bro.
spirit Kamehameha, bro.
It's like, oh man, he's doing the fingers. It reminds me of the scene from Konosuba where it's like creepily animated. The guy's hand is like, it's just like they blew their whole animation budget on him just making like gestures with his fingers, and it's so creepy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it's like as they zoom in closer every time, they cut back to the girl and she's just screaming in terror.
Aliens back.
All right. So let's go deep in the paint. Alrighty. So
Waka Flocka?
Yes,
on
sir.
July 3rd at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the following announcement was made. To our loyal Dragon Ball Super fans, we would first... Oh, I started scrolling. We would first like to thank you for your continued support and interest in the Dragon Ball Super card game during these difficult times. We have been monitoring feedback from players, the community, and stores regarding certain cards in the metagame since the release of 3 Rise of the Universe Warrior starter decks on June 5th. While we test our cards internally before release, we feel that Dropbox 5 Universe 3 cards compared with the Saiyan Wonder starter decks of a Jax archetype has created an impressive play pattern exceeding our expectations. With our core commitment to the enjoyment of players, as well as the health and diversity of gameplay, we have decided to ban the following cards effective July 17th, the release date of Rise of the Universe Warriors. Viara, Nagrishi, Pepperoni, and Liza.
Who are those?
DB2 153 VR Everlasting Assault, DB2 151 Nagrishi from the Shadows, DB2 140 Secret Technique Pepperoni.
I had a question. Are those even in the show?
Hey, man.
I think they're like a filler arc that like Android 18 goes like, look, it's that one guy. Megazord. I think that's like the whole arc, right?
Let's see if we can understand what they were named after. That's probably important.
So they were like universe
Pepperoni, clearly.
3? Nobody cares.
I'm gonna take a guess. So Pepperoni is pepperoni.
What's the theme? What's the theme with them? What's the theme?
I'm
they
trying to think,
formed
like,
the Megazord.
Nagrishi?
They formed
planets, stars, and galaxies.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
That makes sense.
Wait, no, maybe I'm reading this wrong.
I'm like sitting here, I'm like, Pepperoni sounds like pepperoni.
Exactly.
Yara is basically Viagra.
Anilaza is like anchovies, you know?
Nagrishi is
Fair.
like... it sounds like a bad topping on something. And then Anilaza is...
If you say pineapple, that's a bad ingredient, I'm gonna rage quit right now. Nope.
Oh, while Richard is researching it,
Anilaza just
we
sounds like
need
a
community
something that-
feedback on taking or drinking shots during our show with one aspect of happening during the episode. So, for example, if anybody decides to leave the show, we have to take 2 shots or something like that. We got to make this a drinking game somehow.
No.
I will get the 2%.
Actually,
as
what if actually we ask what the folks want us to be the drinking game for the next episode?
Oh yeah, exactly.
That works.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's a
But let's get
counter.
into it.
So Frisco, what do you think are the implications of the Universe 3 bans on the competitive Dragon Ball Super
The
format?
implication.
Oh, you asked me first. Oh, so it basically means now we can have fun again. So basically, what happened prior to this was anything that was below tier 1, as what we were kind of going over in our previous content and podcast, was pretty much irrelevant. And you had to build a deck that could try to beat Vegex, like the combo variant, but that deck would severely be disadvantaged against everything else. Now you don't actually have to go that route. You can actually play something in that tier 0.15 status or above, and then not feel bad about it, and not have all these super techie cards just for one matchup.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Pat, what do you think are the implications of the bans at the casual level?
Well, first and foremost, it means that this guy's name actually would make sense. I know you guys can see. He's the unsung fusion hero. Instead of being the guy that is literally everywhere, the guy that is ubiquitous. So he at least, I think it increases deck diversity because, you know, the deck just, instead of being the obvious, like, best deck or, like, second best deck, is, like, maybe, like, fifth best deck now. So, like, maybe I feel like we have a chance of a metagame. Like, you might actually be able to play Invoker, like when we did our tier list. Everybody was putting Invoker at, like, the top of tier 2, low end of tier 1. Like, might actually be a little bit better now. Some of the stuff that was in tier 2 might actually have a realistic shot. See every red leader ever, Frisco. So yeah, it's good. Anytime I you know, we don't have a deck like that in the format, I think is a good thing. Obviously, because of COVID, I don't go to my locals really anymore, but that was always a big thing. Is people like playing their favorite characters and bringing them, and they want to play them. And when there's like a very obvious like best deck in format that just stomps everything, everybody feels obligated to play that deck, and attendance is lower, and people just generally are more pessimistic towards the game. So,
yep.
Hopefully that is not the case at locals in the country anymore. Those of you guys that are open.
I'm dreadfully disappointed because I was going to start changing the names of everybody in the chat based on what their answers were, and it would also change the order of our faces. However, I can only change Frisco's nickname to my own. So, rip those views. But, Jose, what decks are you more enthusiastic about competing now that Vegex is on the table?
Oh, I want to slap the new Vegito Blue. I want to be able to steal cards and stuff. I want to try and revisit Trunks. I don't think it's going to be tier 1. But I want to experiment with Candy again. Now that I know the ruling of the 1-drop Trunks, that you can actually play the 2-drop Candy from your hand because it comes negated. So looking into Trunks, revisiting Vegito. Want to revisit Yellow Baby. So now, since there's no deck that will kill you on turn 2 or turn 3, I want to find another deck that can kill turn 2, turn 3.
You are the problem. You are the problem. People like you and Sandy are the problem.
Jesus, take the wheel, man. No, I am the deck that I'm most excited about is actually the Baby Burn deck that Frisco came up with. So I now it feels like a contender, like a dark horse or something. But yeah, like it's the first meta that I feel like, man, I would play like 4 to 6 decks, and I feel like I could go to my locals and every week play something different. And I'm very excited for Vegex just because when Vegex came out, they announced it. I built my deck. The first thing I built was the Vegex chain, and I feel like this is pretty good. Like, you know, like I can bring the 7-drop on turn 2 or turn 3 is like this is crazy. You know, this is really good. So I'm very excited. Very excited about that. But mostly Trunks, Vegito, Yellow Baby, Red Baby. Those are my.
If you make Trunks work, let me know.
Spooky.
Holla. I get down with that. So Jose, I know you're pretty confident that the deck will remain competitive. But Matt, I know you've been deep in the tank thinking about the implications of the deck post errata, and you still have a lot of faith in it.
Oh, absolutely.
First off, I want to be on record. I say the bans are stupid. They don't test their cards, and it's stupid that we have to pay for it in the secondary market, and there's no tournaments to be able to prove it. And I want to play my tier 0 strategy because I'm not good enough to build my own decks to play competitively, so I want to play in a tier 0 format because that's the only chance I have of winning. Okay.
So wait. So you're saying? So you're saying?
Is this like the other week I get hot takes with Matt that aren't really hot takes?
Just
no. So
go ahead.
Let me translate. So you're saying is that you wanna invest a lot of money in a super volatile market, and with no repercussions.
Yes.
You want to invest 100% in a deck that it was clearly broken.
Yes.
That needed to be gone.
Absolutely.
for the sake of the game.
Yep.
And you still make the decision, and you get punished for it. You complain.
Yeah. That's exactly.
And most importantly, you believe that your pathway to financial success is driven by stock market like investments in pieces of cardboard.
Absolutely.
Can I just put this out there? Like, guys, Storm was the best deck in the game because it was too fast and oppressive, and all the cards got banned. And then, like a year-ish later,
Storm format was best format.
Super Shenron is a deck that's really fast and degenerate, and then gets all the cards banned. And then, like a year after that, you get Vijx, which is a deck where the cards are too fast and too oppressive, and then it gets banned. It's literally history repeating
I need
itself.
to interrupt.
How do you guys not see this?
I need to interrupt because the problem. You want to know the true problem of the Dragon Ball Super card game? It's Topo Righteous Aid. It's Dormant Potential Unleashed. It's Flying Nimbus. It's Protector of the People. It's Dark Power Black Mass Saiyans. Why can't I just?
Those Deadly Defender cards.
Why? Why? The only super combo that needs to exist is Bibidi Super Combo. All of them, all the other ones are just we don't. Just ban them. Just ban all the floodgates because I want to make sure that both of us have the least amount of fun possible.
I'm going to assume that he is sarcastic. I'm assuming this
no,
entire thing
Pat,
is sarcastic.
I
dare you to say
I
sensu.
only play to win. Ban Sensu Bean, bro. Ban it. Get it out.
But winning is fun. But winning is fun, though.
Yeah.
I like winning. Yeah. Winning is fun.
You know what? And those people, the
only way I have fun is winning.
And I'm gonna digress real quick. I'm gonna digress and I'm gonna go back to my actual opinions. Is anyone who has the belief system of what I just said, if you want them designing and you're developing your game, then just go look on the community boards in the Dragon Ball Super card game community, and you're gonna find some high profile players that think that they are the best people to make these decisions. No, the game is about having fun.
And Bandai making money.
And Bandai make money.
Remember
How
that.
can Bandai make money?
Remember that.
How can they make money if you have a tier 0 deck? You can't. It's impossible.
Exactly.
All right.
So again, yeah, like you get kind of.
I feel like we see around it, man. Matt with his hot take, man.
I'm just tired of seeing just stupid stuff on the internet.
My main issue.
Stay off Twitter, bro.
My main issue is that we base the expressions on, and I say we because I'm part of the community. We express our discomfort based on secondary market. So you're complaining about in the secondary market. I spent $400 on Gohan. You're bad because you know what? You could have bought product from that series, and most likely you would have pulled the Gohans, spending much less money. So
I think I know there's a lot of
and then flip them. Probably flip.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of feedback of people upset about the secondary market being affected by bans and erratas in such a short amount of time and everything like that. But you have to understand that if I was running a card company, I would give two. I can't curse, but I would give two. I'd give two poops about the secondary market and what it would do with it.
Absolutely.
Because I have to worry about the bigger picture of not just the resellability or the stock market prices of certain cards. That's you can't operate like that, So
call out to Wizards of the Coast.
I know, right? So I know, right? So if you want to invest into a certain strategy, a certain deck type, but you have to understand that you have to be comfortable with basically not recouping any of your money back.
Exactly.
If you're not comfortable with it, then don't do it.
You're buying cardboard, not Bitcoin.
If you're not comfortable recouping it, all or $0 of it back, don't even buy it. It's not worth it.
And again, it's a hobby.
That's a life lesson.
Yeah, it's a life lesson. It's not even about cards. It's just in general.
It's just that's investments 101.
My favorite thing is that someone thinks they can be low key about something, and then they're just like, I'm just not going to talk about how good Vijx is. I just don't want to talk about it. Right? Even though everyone knows. Everyone already knows is the best deck in the room, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. And then the moment the cards get banned, you just start making public posts. Bandai's trash. Secondary market is ruining the Dragon Ball Super card game. It's terrible. Like it's crazy. You can't have it both ways. Like you just can't have have everything you want.
Well, I mean, there is a little bit of like the whole Draftbox 4 ruining the game, the secondary market, etc. Like that take, I'm okay with that take. I'm less than enthused with that take, but that set was criminally short printed, and the pull rates were pretty bad for the most part. So like, I'll give you that. But like, so far Bandai has tried really hard to give us meaningful reprints. It seems like. I'm sure, like as time goes on, they'll probably even more. Like, I mean,
well, they're reprinting 2 of them, right? The 2 major runs, right? Raiders Warcry and Insane Instincts. Like,
yeah, but also Topo and a couple of the Apple cards too, right? So like most of like the big name cards, like I'm pretty sure one of the Judge packs had the Piccolo in it too. Like most of the big name issue cards, like they've been reprinted up to this point. So like. That was the only take that I was like sort of okay with, because I did agree with people that would complain that like, you know, Saiyan Instincts was too much, or they couldn't get a hold of the Piccolo or the Goku Gohan Arrival or whatever have you. Yeah. But like anymore, like I don't know. I don't really agree with these takes of like spending exorbitant amounts of money on cards.
And especially on Gohan, because Gohan is not a card that by itself it's broken, right? It's a combo card. So
it's a combo card. I also don't understand why Draftbox 5 cards are so expensive, because like stores still have Draftbox 5 in stock. Like I just, is it stigma? Or is it just people preying on the fact that it's got the name Draftbox?
You have people that control the secondary market. So the moment someone lists their price at this, the next shop or individual is going to list their price at that, and then
or buy out the other,
or buy them out, and then you just come to this place where everything's incredibly volatile, and it's like it's not Bandai's fault that the secondary market's bad. Like it's not. I mean,
guys, just stop. Like,
it's
there's not a single card in like standard Magic that is more than like $30 or $35. There should be no card that, unless it is a secret rare or an SPR or some kind of like winners promo that there's a limited quantity on, like Goku Black or the Hatchet, you should not be paying more than $30 to $35 for any card.
When you're building competitive decks and you just look at the price point being $1,000, like it makes me sick. Like if I want to play competitively, I have to spend $1,000 on a deck for Dragon Ball Super when my prizing is like I lose money.
More cardboard. More cardboard.
I lose money at the event.
Which also, I forgot to even mention, like, there's
you're in the cardboard stock market, Jose. You need more stocks. It's a logical investment strategy.
Like, you bring up a good point, though, too, about, like, the price per deck versus the event. There is no event coming up. Like, what is happening? Like, I know we have something going on in Florida with, like, a double case event or whatever, but, like, even if you win, you get 10 boxes. Those 10 boxes don't recoup the cost of your deck.
You actually, you win the event by not getting coronavirus. because Florida,
that's a bad take.
Correct.
Florida is a mess right now.
Yeah, I don't, like, that's what, so...
Yeah. That's the other part that I found very confusing from the community complaining about, like, oh, we didn't get an event and we get the cards are banned. It's like, isn't that the best case scenario?
Yes.
That, like, nobody got to an event without having a chance because they sat in front of a deck that will kill you no matter what. Mm-hmm. That's the best case scenario. You didn't waste your time going to an event. You didn't invest in plane tickets. You invest in a hotel, you invest in food, water, drinks, for not. So you should be thanking Bandai, because they took care of you before you actually make mistakes. Now, they didn't take care of your stock because it's not Bandai stock. So
yeah, and as far as timing, I don't know if there was a better time to do it rather than now or waiting till like set 11, which would be like the next series of banning cards. So why wait 2 more months when you just know if it's going to happen? Just do it now.
I mean, in theory, couldn't you have done it during anniversary box?
Yeah, but I think the official
I don't think it really does anything. So, like, I think they want people to enjoy set 10, And like, as far as I know,
that's all you have to say, Pat.
hold on. But like, the only tournaments are at the end of this month, right? At the end of July. Like, that's it. That's the Series 10 format is literally
And
just.
they're all local.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then all the August tournaments are literally block constructed.
Mm-hmm.
And then set 11's in September, so like it was either like now or never. You pull the gun now, like you pull the trigger now, or you just let Vijay just dominate everything for 2 months.
Imagine a Store Championship in August for the Store Championships in August, right? Where you have more than 10 different decks. Everybody playing whatever they want, having fun. Imagine that. That for me is like the pinnacle of having a healthy game. That's the definition.
I hear what you're saying, Jose, but let me tell you the story of Johnny Wannabe Spike McGee. Johnny Wannabe Spike McGee. He pulled out from his college fund that his grandparents put their last $500 into to be able to purchase.
Right, I'm already tilted.
I can't.
One Vijay's deck list to go to his local in the middle of nowhere, Kansas.
Taking a shot from that.
He sits down in front of Timmy Innocent Melee. Timmy little innocent boy.
Is playing Broly set 1.
No, Timmy used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! He used to play Vanguard or whatever it was before it died. He used to play Force of Will before it lit on fire in the garbage can. Whatever, he did all that. But Pokemon OP is gone. Magic OP is gone for the year. But he hears that there is still organized play at the local level for the Dragon Ball Super card game. So he decides he's going to take that $10 allowance that he got from his mom to buy a Set 6 Broly starter deck. And he sits down and he's reading this card and he's trying to figure out what goes on. And he looks up and there's 23 battle cards on the Vijay board. And he loses before he gets a chance to know how many life should go in his life zone. Timmy then proceeds to pick up his starter deck, throw it at the wall, and never touch the Dragon Ball Super card game ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why
it's his fault for not buying the Unsung Hero starter deck.
You're right.
You should know the Brawly starter deck sold out everywhere. It's like a hot commodity.
It was.
Yeah, bro.
Super combo, bro.
One-drop realize are literally $8 to $10. Why? What does it play in? What does it play in?
Nothing. Because that's Dragon Ball.
It's a waifu,
Dragon
bro.
Ball Super card game secondary market. No,
it's a waifu, bro.
Absolutely. Probably the best decision they could have made for the foreseeable future. I'm so happy that they decided to take some sort of action against it ahead of time. I don't even care. I don't even care if they lied about having data. I don't care, dude. Like just let me play with cool cards, dude. Like just.
And I think another argument or another fact, like another thing that bothers me that people are like, oh, they should never printed these cards in the first place. Like, first of all, are you saying that a company can't make a mistake ever? Like, is that really your thought process of like the card game?
Because none of us make mistakes.
Yeah,
not our president.
Compared to Wizards, Bandai's batting 1,000.
Oh god, Jose, slow down.
That's what I'm saying though. So you're telling me that Bandai can't print a card ever again that is going to be banned for the Dragon Ball Super card game, because it's going to happen again and they're going to miss it and it's going to get printed. You can't get that mad of it because. Yeah. It's going to happen, and all they can do is fix it. And we have to be okay with that because that is the life history of trading card games, and that's just going to happen. You can't catch everything. So, yes, you should be thankful that they did something with it now. I agree it shouldn't have been printed, but that doesn't. What are you, Mr. Hindsight Hero? Of course it shouldn't have been printed.
They're the unsung heroes.
But another example would be, imagine you playing an online game that never gets patched, and there's a glitch forever. You get stuck in one stage because there's a glitch, and you cannot cross through the door to get to the final dungeon. It never gets patched.
I thought this was a melee thing at first. I thought this was wave patching space up here.
So imagine that, right? So like, how much do we love patches in our games, right? And this is what we're doing. We're patching the Ramble Super card game, make it better.
Right.
Yo, but man, you could have just errata the cards. You know, the cards that already had an errata. You could have double errated it.
I would have errated it. I would have errated Universe 3, so you can only play it with Universe 3 leader.
Yeah, which doesn't exist.
That's what they did.
Yo, dog.
Zeno could play, right? Because Zeno basically counts as all universes.
Yo, dog. I heard you like
right.
erratas.
You're right. Damn, the memes are roasted.
Oh God, that means they're gonna play mono black Zeno.
Please do.
Can you imagine? Like, I know there's one guy crazy enough. Like, if Christian is listening to this, man, he'd be the guy that's crazy.
Oh, Christian for sure. Yeah.
You know what? This actually brings me to my next point that I want to think about. We've been doing a lot of reflecting lately. There's been some weird things that have gone on lately. And I think we should take some time to shout out some really cool players. And I want you all, one at a time, to think about that one player that shoots you a message in your DMs every 3 days and is brainstorming nonstop and is coming up with the sickest ideas or has that drive that you're always impressed by. And let's give them a shout out right now.
Yes.
Show them some love.
I will start because I'm still the main one from all of you. The Lord and Savior, John Connor. He is the one that's gonna ensure that I'm gonna retire from card games at one point.
Oh man,
he's my replacement.
You say that, man.
John is the homie, man. His work ethic is just.
And then now from a creation, right? Now from a player like piloting, Brian Reed. Brian Reed has been. He's grown
up so much.
My successor 12 for free with deflect.
He's leading like the second or third coolest team in all the Dragon Ball Super, all the boys over at AOD.
Yeah,
everyone that gave birth. All y'all, thank you guys for still hanging out in our Discord. Thank you for trying to engage in the online community. They recently did a really cool leader draft tournament where you got to see a whole bunch of tier 1, 2, 3 leaders and players duke it out. That was awesome. Shout outs to them. Frisco, who's been up in your DMs?
Let's go with the most recent local guy, Dylan. Dylan Bond. Yeah, exactly. He is James Bond. He messaged me. He's from Michigan, asking for about SS3 Invoker stuff, and he actually shouted us out and basically was saying that we're super honest and keep up the good work, and he appreciates everything we're doing with the content because we know we're basically 100% transparency as far as everything we're making, and kind of we're speaking our truths and what we think is correct. So, shout out to Dylan.
Woo,
Shot, baby.
I like that. Matt, does anyone have a small piece of your heart?
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of messages from Jose Allen, who not only has been playing different Gotenks brews, but he's been sending a lot of Vegeks brews, and really kind of like dove into putting the Boo engine to Vegeks rather early, and then sharing his progress. So in general, he's always been someone that's always not only followed the content, but just like kept up with us. So shout out to Jose Allen for just being a consistent community member that loves brewing, because I know we all love brewing.
I like that. I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Keith. That boy, first of all, he's a Mass Saiyan loyalist.
Yes, he is.
And anyone that's a loyalist, they're getting a fist bump for me. Go with them. He's revisiting that every set, every 2 sets. And he's super approachable. He's good at seeking advice, but at the same time, he also knows when he has good reasoning behind his ideas. And there will be times where I'll question his logic behind X, and he'll go, "Well, ABC," and I'll be like, "You good." And it's there's been a lot more of that lately, and it's been cool seeing his growth tangibly. So shout outs to him. And again, they're all people. Some of them are in our $5 tier. For any of you that are unaware, by registering at the $5 tier with 3XG Production, you have the opportunity.
What about you, Pat? Who's your?
Oh, who's me? Oh man, my list is long. I mean, John Connor is the obvious one, but.
I'm so sorry, Pat.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. It just I don't know, like the people I want to first off give a shout out to like everybody who sent me all those wonderful messages the past couple of days after everything that went down. Just off the top of my head, let's see. So we had Phil Lee, I'm trying to see if I pronounce everybody else's name correctly. Kevin Queens. What is it? Dane Reichenbach. I believe that's how you pronounce your name. So like those guys obviously they left me pretty hard.
Oh.
Wow.
We're being Discord again. But yeah. So yeah, no, like I said, super appreciative from all the love and everything I got from that. So, yeah, thank you for that. Other than that, like, actually, a lot of people who message me are actually the people from the Warriors, which is the Android 21 group. So, like, a lot of those guys always still ask me for help. Not even at this point, when nobody's even playing 21. It's just now it feels like it's kind of like
Thank God.
a group of people who have just who've come to like just be like, hey, how do you play? You know, what's your take on Brawly? What's your take on Team Gohan and so on and so forth? So it's like it kind of branched out. So like shout out to Kevin, Cody, Mr. Gomez, and everything. All you guys over there as well.
Go ahead. Did you guys hear that?
Did you want to finish your thought on the $5 tier?
Yeah. So why
$5 foot long.
By registering at the $5 tier, you get access to our Deck Doctor email, in which you can send us deck lists monthly, and one of us, usually Frisco or myself, will take an excessive amount of time giving you feedback on your list, answering questions you have, trying to consider how to make the deck align with your goals better. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out. We're really enthusiastic to be offering a new service with some of our higher tiers coming up very, very soon. I'd hope by the end of the week. So keep your ears peeled for that, because it is probably one of the coolest, if not the coolest, opportunity we've ever offered. Mm-hmm. Also talking about people that never cease to impress us, the boy Vinny from the 3XG Discord was able to be very successful at the PPG online tournament over the weekend. He built this.
Hold on. Dredgeku is a bad. Sorry. Like.
Yeah. So the full story is he's been working on his own variant for the last few weeks, having a lot of fun with it. He was excited to enter this online PPG tournament. He had a buddy who wanted to play in it as well, but didn't have a deck. So he gave him the same 65 cold, and the two of them got first and second at this tournament, including taking wins off top player and
Amani Edward. So.
Yep.
I don't know. Next bat.
Yeah. So we're super excited. I'm finishing up an article, doing a brief interview with Vinny. Hopefully that goes up Thursday or so. Getting some feedback about his theory crafting and how it got into where it is. But yeah, what do you guys think about that?
I think it's awesome.
I think super happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's.
I don't know.
I'm really happy for him, but Dredgeku's trash, so it's fine.
You sound surprised, Matt. Can you clarify
about Dredgeku? I mean, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me that a deck that crits its own life is good. Like it's just I just don't get it. Can someone just explain to me why that deck is good? Because I really, it just loses, right?
So if you expect that you're going to use 2 or more cards to protect your life, it's probably best to spend that 2 life to remove the board.
Yeah,
and that
but there's something else. There's something else that so there might be some synergy. It has to do with some ruling how critical works. So critical says that your life goes to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're using cards from your graveyard all the time, right? So instead of taking life to your hand, you're enabling your graveyard to play more stuff from the graveyard. So you actually double whammy.
When you're
trying to board to set up your graveyard.
Sending cards to the drop area is not a drawback.
It's not in 2020, that's for sure.
It's a win-win-win-win situation.
Just traditionally, the graveyard/drop area is one of the most degenerate and powerful things in card games.
You cannot interact with them. Interact with it. Period.
Yeah, it's very difficult to interact with them unless you are going out of your way to do so, and in some games like this game, there's not that many ways to interact with it. So it's basically it functions as a second hand, and the effects are just powerful. Like it's like having extra resources, extra effects that you otherwise wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So when
can I tell you a story? Once upon a time, there's a deck. I do.
Is Johnny Wannabe Spike McGee in this one?
Yeah. I swear.
Was it Johnny Spike McTimmy?
Johnny Spike McTimmy. Yeah, so like 5 days ago, Johnny Spike McTimmy sent me a message, and he's like, "Bro, I found this deck, and like you have like two hands, because you have like your hand, and you have like your drop hand, and then I'm sorry, no, I'm thinking Chad Spike McTimmy.
Chad
Spike McTimmy, and he's like, yeah." So I'm thinking, I found a leader that draws 4 cards per turn. Is that good? And then he's like, well, I also found another deck that awakens 2 turns earlier and draws 3 cards per turn. Is that decent?
Decent.
Decente. It's decente.
And then he messaged me the next day saying, hey, they banned half of my deck, but it's still tier 1.
Wonder why.
Out of curiosity, was this Chad Spike McTimmy's card?
I think.
Dude, you've been watching. You can see me, or yeah. What's that magician movie? Can you see me?
Now you see me.
Yeah. Bro,
Now you
I
see.
love that movie.
Yeah,
Now you're playing the long game, bro. No, so again, I've been super hyperbolic and stupid this cast, but I just want to give a small explanation of why people usually get decks like this wrong. Is because life has never actually been the true metric of who's winning or who's losing a game of Dragon Ball until one player's life actually hits 0. I don't know if anyone has ever noticed that. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever thought about that.
It's actually a popular phrase. Life is a resource.
Correct. So it's like you're not only using life as a resource, but it's the best possible resource that you have access to in the game, because it's just a unilateral board wipe where you get to start over from 0. And when you have a drop area full of material, you get to operate with the additional hand, as stated by Richard Zapp. So not only are you using your life better than your opponent is, but you're actually getting to use more of your cards. It's like the using every part of the buffalo example that I used in the Vegex video today. That's what you're doing when you play Dredgeku, is you legitimately are using every part of the buffalo. From your life, from your drop, wherever. So that's why decks like this tend to be good, because they operate on access that no one else can touch. Weird.
I don't know, man. I think the dude got lucky.
Yeah.
Well, I think another thing with burst leaders that you're going to see with Vegex in this deck is that they're super consistent. Because they get access to the drop area stuff, as Matt mentioned. But yeah, I know you get the extra material, but the chances of you hitting that material is so much higher than a person actually just drawing a card that they need. So you just look at it from that probability metric.
Yeah. If I may, to interject another thing, because
I don't know if I said something funny. If you guys are just laughing, I have
no idea. It's just he's like, to put it another way, because I used to play fighting games. The fighting game background, so a top tier character, when they always say pick a top tier, it's because top tier characters just have more options. That's it. The same metric applies in card games. You just have more options, more powerful things you can do than other players. So when a deck like Vegex can operate from it has resources in life, hand, board, drop, and warp. That is 5 things as opposed to your peel-off deck that functions on just hand and I guess board and life. They don't make use of the drop or the warp at all. Mm-hmm. So it just naturally has more options. And then Dredgeku, being in green, green actually has a fairly good amount of toolbox cards like Roshi and To Save a Hopeful Future and Rebrand. So it's you can take the deck a million ways, and because you just have so many options, you cover every base.
Bardock Unison as a finisher as well. You have, man, last night I was playing Vegex. against Frisco. Frisco was playing the Dredge Coup. He recycled dormant hidden potential, and like how many times you used it? Like 5 times.
4.
I felt like 7 times, dude. I kid you not. I felt like 25. Anyways, couldn't kill him because every time he just dormant and then play Roshi and get it back. All the Roshi's were on. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So not only you're getting full value of all your resources, it's like you cannot kill it. You cannot. Like that's why again to Matt's point and Pat's point is like your life is not the metric of who's winning the game. Why do you think that Sap is asking every time who's winning the game when he's playing Deshku? Because he knows he's winning. He knows he's winning every time, even though he's at like 2 lives and you're at 7. He knows he's winning. He knows it. He knows it.
I'm not that good, bro. I just take lucky guesses.
He needs confirmation that you're losing. Right?
Exactly.
So as we're kind of wrapping up here, I wrote an article today. It was one of those. Sometimes I make content for you all. I'll be frank. That article was an article for me. I had some friends from old card games reach out to me recently, and thinking a lot about the happiness that TCGs have brought me over the years. So I took some time and I kind of blogged out some of my most memorable experiences. Some of them were just funny situations, some of them were really ironic. Some of them were like big trademark. This is how I knew that I was improving kind of stuff. And some of it was lessons that I learned that I carried on into life. And I think it'd be a great way to end this podcast by us taking 2 or 3 minutes apiece to think about some of those most impactful memories. And I will do my best to keep everybody to 2 to 3 minutes. If anybody has any stories that resonates near and dear to them.
Well, there's one that comes to mind, but it's not like a very serious one. It's more of a jokey one.
Yeah.
It's not even like a life lesson. But he's not going to listen to it, but I remember I scooped to my teammate Andrew one time because like it was just a weird situation and one of us needed to advance and I was like it's going to be him. He'll do great things. And then he proceeds to just punt the game in the most savage way possible the next round. So like, that's the first thing. I was like, yeah, so lesson learned was don't trust Andrew. I was like, give me a moment though to actually think of like a serious one.
Matt, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. Was I going to say something?
I mean,
no lessons. I know.
No,
He hasn't learned. No, he hasn't learned anything. It's all natural.
No, for me,
I have some, I swear. Go ahead. You can go ahead, Jose.
Either way, for me, the most meaningful thing that I take in from card games to real life has been the concept of value, right? So when I started the game, I started as a scrub with a goal, I think it was. I spent a lot of hours, and learning the concept of value, and cause and effect, right? So like how your decisions are going to have repercussions and whatnot, and you have to measure that on pluses and minuses. So for me, I'm always been a person that overthink things in real life. I try to take. I'm a invoker player in real life. So I want to take the least amount of risk possible. But in the game, I'm the other way. I just want to have repercussions and make it fun for me. So learning to play the game actually helped me in life. Like, okay, I can actually take more risk here, as long as I'm assessing what the possible repercussions are, and actually enjoy life better too. Because I'm like, you know what? I did this. I invested this much time and effort on this. I actually planned my life a little bit better. I'm more organized. And having analogies between the game and real life helped me a lot. So for me, that's been very, very helpful. And not only for personal life and like having fun, but also at work. Yeah, making decisions because I'm an engineer. And so I like having that mindset of value and managing repercussions has been great. So.
I like that.
Man, I got it now. If you want me to go back to it.
Go back, Pat. You see.
Okay, so
Just to let you know, I'm cutting you off at 90, 88.
Okay, so basically, this is a story of one of the Sonin tournaments for Naruto, which is basically their equivalent of like Nats or like Worlds. Previously, up to this point in my life, I've procrastinated on everything. I've never planned anything out. It's just whatever my gut feeling is, just do it. Even like that's just how I was. This was the first tournament where I had no idea what to do, so I literally was like, I'm just gonna play my comfort pick, my fallback deck. It's the first time I've ever done something like that. And it was a control deck of all things, that was the first time I actually ever played a control deck. And it kind of it was significant, at least for me, because it was my first real top in any game, and it was the most important top, the one that made the most, it counted the most across the whole year. So I was like, wow. And I did it doing something that was, a little bit different than how I normally did it in card games at this point. I played something that's more slow, and I really thought through my turns and just was more patient with my gameplay. And it, for once, it actually paid off. And I was like, wow, if you actually take the time and, get good with one deck rather than just jump ship or jump to whatever the hot new trend is, it pays off. And then, not only that, just don't rush into decisions. That actually, it works. And then I started applying it to other things, like schoolwork and my job and Super Smash Brothers, and it starts working. I'm like, oh my god, this strategy works. This philosophy fits me. Where has it been my whole life? So yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Agree.
Sharing.
I can go next, Matt, if you want, or you want to go next?
You go ahead.
Frisco, you got this.
Okay, all right. So I guess I'll take it two ways. I'll go over life lessons with card games, but also really good memories. So I started trading card games back when I was probably 14, 15 years old, playing Pokemon, and then eventually going to Scorzy. And then that's kind of where I built a lot of early relationships on, but that was my last game that I played until Pansy came out, which is probably a 10-year gap. So I didn't play any card games from there to there, which kind of reunited a lot of old relationships that I had with a lot of people that used to play Scorzy. So that was really cool and stuff like that. And I put a lot of heart and a lot of dedication in that game. I went 33, 35, 7-3. It was a best of one game, and it was just a crazy win record. And I proceeded to lose top 4 in Worlds. And
it was like $30,000.
I looked at Matt. I had to look at Matt immediately as soon as you said that.
Yeah, I lost in top 4 of the world.
The grin on his face.
And I misplayed. I would have won it all, which sucks. Feels bad. But and then I was super motivated to go back and win it. And then a couple months later, they're like, "Hey, by the way, we're canceling the game because Dragon Ball Super came out." And then I'm like, "All right, that's cool." But it was the best thing that's ever happened because it led me to you guys, and that was awesome. Quick life lesson for this, for how I translate cards into real life. So I'm a business analyst for my current life, and it creates a lot of creative problem solving. So actually me building decks and doing a lot of things that kind of are crazy off the wall and stuff like that actually translates to work because I have to do a lot of different crazy problem solutions that I have to get over to engineers and stuff like that to fix. So it kind of translates in that ways and keeps my mind fresh without actually thinking I'm working, which is kind of cool.
Awesome.
Cool. So
I love it.
My favorite memory from all the time I played TCGs was I was basically on a heater when I was playing the Pansy game and going to multiple events in a row, getting tops at a bunch of events straight. And then I had popularized a really specific strategy that was pretty much being tied to me. I wasn't the originator of it, but I was just the person that did a lot of work on it and played it a lot really successfully. And I led everyone to believe that this was going to be the best strategy heading into a weekend. I then caught a last-minute flight to the tournament, knowing that everyone was going to be prepared to play a certain deck. I then played something completely different, ended up running through the tournament, and then the only thing I've been seeking throughout this entire time is some sort of validation from other people because I've been going through a rough time in my life. And of course, I know that's very unhealthy to do. But when the McBride brothers were standing outside of the venue as Top Cut's about to start, and they just tell me that I am the best player in the game right now, in that very moment. That was the only thing that I ever needed to hear. And that instantly put things in perspective for me. And then I was like, okay, well, now I can stop. And that's probably one of my favorite memories of all time because it's just I just felt like I was just kept working and working and working. And finally someone else said something that I've been wanting to hear. And it didn't matter who said it. It could have been someone that wasn't somebody I knew. But the fact that someone took the time to appreciate all I've done and acknowledge it was just really cool. and so that's one of my favorite memories to this day. And then life lessons is I have learned through picking up trading card games and playing them competitively that one of my biggest strengths is in my own thought process is I want to be the person that understands something the best. I don't want to be the best at something. I don't want to be the person that stands atop of the heap and has all the trophies. I'd rather be the person that understands the most. And that even comes from interactions that I have with people that I get to know, with people that I work with, is I'm all about trying to understand any given topic or person the absolute most that I can. And I discovered all of that just from playing trading card games. Because before, I just didn't think about it or put it into perspective. But playing games made me realize that that is the thing that I'm truly passionate about, is understanding things.
One quick story I want to share real quick before we end it. After that tournament of Worlds and everything like that, one cool thing, one memory I want to share is actually afterwards is like the depressing moment when you lose. Matt was there, and we had a bunch of other buddies just drinking, having a good old time and everything like that. And that's actually one of the best memories that I remember actually from that tournament is like everyone just hanging out, chilling, just having a good time, drinking, and then we're just all consoling over our losses and our bad beats and stuff like that. And those are the best.
Yeah. Also, sorry, one more. I'm done, and then Zap, you can go. But I
mean, Pat's the one that has his meeting. We can go on as long as Pat's good.
It's okay. So when we were at Nationals this past year, and all of us in the Bearded Boys were in the hotel room, and Jose was passing out shots to everybody in the room, bro.
Barrica Moonshine,
dude. It was so sick. Oh man.
And then,
Blake was drinking, bro.
There's definitely
some
more not safe for work stories. If you guys ever want to know them, you guys can just next time we're at an event, pull me aside and ask me or something, or just message me on.
I think we're all here, but first Nat at Mongolian barbecue was.
Yeah, that was decent.
Don't remind me, dude. Janimba Gate, bro. That was the Mongolian barbecue and Janimba Gate. We all cracked our packs with the Hill Twins right there, and be like, "There's no Janimbas, but these noodles are delicious."
For those of you that aren't aware with the story that Pat is discussing, for you Ultra Reality Games enthusiasts out there, there was an overwhelming amount of evidence that suggested that the ARG staff prior to Nationals 2018 had picked the predetermined group of tournament packs that were handed out as prizing for events for the entire weekend, because Demon Sword Janimba was worth about 3 times as much as every other promo in there. And then sold it at an outrageous inflated price due to Janimba being one of the best decks going into the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Hence Janimba Gate.
Are we good here?
Richard Zapp, you need to do your lessons learned.
Sappy boo.
I mean, I wrote a whole article about my lessons.
Yeah, I was going to say, he started with it.
But if I had to pick one really rewarding moment, it's a recent moment. It took place a little under a year ago. Me, Jose Mercado, Francisco Foss went to a regional together at Niagara Falls.
Patrick was in there?
Yeah, no, dude, I didn't make the cut.
Well, I mean, almost. Okay, so Frisco had worked his ass off coming up with a theory that made sense for him. I had come up with a theory that made a ton of sense for me. Jose had no idea what to do, and he blindly ran faith in me. And Pat was steadfast in his idea, very similar to Frisco. At the end of the day, besides one unfortunate game in the last round, the 4 of us almost got what, first, second, third, and fifth?
Yeah, it was first, second, third. Yeah, I was either third, fourth, or fifth seed. But there was a point where all of us were all sitting next to each other at one point. Unfortunately, I had to play against Tella last round, and wasn't aware that
I was first seed. Frisco had one job. He had to beat. What was it? Minio.
He top decked the Migra, bro. What do you want me to do?
You had one job to eliminate the Shenrons. So then it would be like.
I was gonna be your Shenron killer.
Yeah, but much like Matt said, for me, I don't care about the W, man. Frankly,
exactly.
I've been there enough times. But getting to the top of the mountain is really flipping lonely, and it's so much more rewarding to have friends, companions, and supporters to be able to lift them up and see them succeed. And that weekend was total evidence that we were the people who believed we put the most effort into the weekend. That may or may not be true. But to see that theory-based mindset be infinitely successful in all the ways that we saw, we expected was just fantastic. Not to mention my favorite game of Dragon Ball Super being top 4 play for third versus Jose Mercado. Gosh, I would probably pay $1,000 to see footage of that game right now.
The level, there's so many mind games. The level of mind games, of the mind games, of the mind games, of the mind games.
Do you have your Zeno? Do you have your Bardock?
We literally did like 30-second stare downs.
Do you have your one cold bloodlust that can alter the entire game?
Basically,
I do. And we will be like, I do. Play it.
I know.
Play it.
And I spent 30 seconds doing one in front of you, one in front of me, one in front of you until I decided that he didn't and called it right and took that game. But whatever, it was it was just
funny.
Yeah. But okay, that is all that we have for this week. Hope you all enjoyed. We look forward to coming back next week. I think we're going to start trying to get some guests in here a little bit to try to mix things up a little bit. If you guys have any prompts, any topics, comment down below. We're happy to consider any reasonable and appropriate topic. Again, keep your ears peeled for the next week or so. We're going to make the huge announcement that we have for the Patreon. And until then,
even if it's
why are you guys not dancing? Can I please get some dance moves?
Yeah, even I was gonna say, like, even if they want something like they want us to do for the intro, or like anything that you want us to dance to or sing to, that also.
I don't dance. I don't sing.
We will make it.
Come up with drinking games. We can for
Exactly.
you guys while you guys are listening to it, because these can sometimes go a little long.
So you guys ready? You guys ready? It's ready? Pitu 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 pita, yeah. Chicken and can and a cup, yeah. Mama, rutu pitu pitu pita, yeah. Chicken and can and a cup, yeah.
Pulling out the sprinklers today, man. It's got to be
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.